Welcome back. I'm your Happyhealer Lover, and this is September 2nd here at 3:52. AMC is at 44.20, which is actually coming back up from having reached almost 45 today. We only have another 8 minutes left to the day here, and my account has been kind of flying a bit all over. But right now, right at 14.24 for the, now of course I've dropped big, which was a really good thing I did it at the time that I did it, because it's only lost more value since then. And I did pick up a couple of cheaper call contracts here earlier today on AMC, hoping for a bigger run than we've had. We were a bit higher not too long ago. We're still climbing at the moment. Let us take a look here. This is in AMC. So we're basically, we haven't quite reached past 44.87 today that I could see. Got very close to 45, 44.90 at one point, and we are coming back up now from having gone lower. We're at 44.30 now. Again, only 7 minutes left to the trading day. I don't see that as being a whole heck of a lot of time. So let's see where this ends up by the time this all plays out here in the next 7 minutes. Some of these other plays that we're in are kind of up and down. Right now I'm very concerned about AMC, because I'm looking at these particular contracts I have and deciding, does it make sense to go ahead and let some of them or any of them go leading into tomorrow, because they will most certainly lose value going into tomorrow themselves anyway. I don't know how much value they can lose versus what they're at today. What we really need is a good run on AMC. The $46, $45 calls, they cost more than they're worth at the current moment. I'm not sure even selling them will be worth it if it runs in the after hours and actually holds in the morning. Might provide more value that way. We have enough September 3rd calls here that we want to see them turn out well, but all in all, they still represent less than a couple $100 in value, which is still a good amount of value on this portfolio. Although it's just really, what we need more than anything is for AMC to run, and that's where it's most troublesome for AMC for us. Now, it might be tomorrow. Today we were mostly just kind of going level today, not really up or down a bit more than up, I will say that, which puts a lot of people gets their nerves going, makes them a little bit jittery. And AMC could have gone today to higher numbers, and I'm sure it would look a lot better for us at this point. Tomorrow's our final day for these calls. We have, as much as I try to avoid them, it's hard to get around them. I will say that the value we have in some of these September 10th calls are not really much more than what we currently have. So we could always sell out of those and maybe buy some tomorrow for later. That's an option. Again, only 4 minutes left to make that call, to make that choice. Selling out of all these could be a real mistake if come tomorrow we're pushing. And remember, it's all relative. For this $50 call, we can only get $18. Although if we run tomorrow, it might be more. I don't see us really running that much to move that past too much, but it could. You never know. It's just not that expensive now anyway. Come tomorrow, these aren't free. I mean, if you're trading at $44.32 and you want a $45 call, it's going to cost you around the same as what it is now in the morning. So I don't see a lot of threat on that. I see that there's a lot of red leading up until this, and there's a lot of people that are feeling like maybe AMC doesn't have anywhere to go. That's depressing the prices, no doubt. And if you were to look at buying one of these now, or just to look, not necessarily buying a call, but just to see what are the puts also costing. I think the puts might be a little bit more expensive. Well, actually in this rate they would be, because it's a $45 call. See if it's 44. Maybe a tad bit more still. Although I'm not really on puts. I don't really play puts that much. Before I play a put on any company, there's a call I'd rather play on a company I believe in. That's why it's like people who do that, I always wonder, well, either you really know what direction that company's going in, which I could respect that, or you're searching out for where we're failing instead of searching out for where we're succeeding. And that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Why are so many people looking to pound the down companies when there's plenty of companies they can lift up? All right, we're going on the final couple of minutes here. I wanted to come and close the day out with you guys. We're still growing on AMC, but it's being a little bit more sideways trading here in the last few minutes. We only have a minute left, so I suspect we'll probably trade around 44.30 in the close. Now's the last moment if you want to close any of your calls. I'm looking at basically probably keeping what I have going into tomorrow, hoping that we get a run going. And that's really my hope. I hope we get a good run going. I don't see the sense in pouring a lot more into this. Maybe looking at some future calls and opportunities there. I mean, we have to be really careful. All of us do. And now we're into I think that's it. We're on our final minute here. So we have to be really careful going into this next week. This has been, taking money from us, but not really giving much. Unlike our other plays, which do pay, Coinbase. Now we're going up to 44.38, which is good. We're bringing more value into this thing, and we have closed there. 44.38 is the number. We are closed. God bless everybody. Let's hope we can start tomorrow with a better showing. Today was just murderous. Those of us who can afford to lose the most is the least is losing the most. So we have got to keep a good eye on this AMC tomorrow. I'm not sure there's much we can do. That's how this thing is designed, if you could tell, with these options. If you still believe in it, and I mean in any sense of the word, they drop in value sufficiently enough that you hang on until the very last minute. Typically speaking, that you would rather hang on in the hopes that it comes back. You never got in it because you didn't believe in it. You got in it because you did believe in it. And that's what those prices tend to reflect. Big, I think, is kind of losing its interest at this point. If we go in, let's jump in and take a look at the volume on this. It picked up volume in the afternoon here. Let's see. There it is. Picked up a little volume there. Let's see. The total volume for the day was 104.8 million shares. Excuse me. I just see this as being one of those things that could still take off. Maybe it's still up there, but I personally have been seeing it doing a lot of falling when I've been wanting it to go up. I don't feel personally dedicated to this at all. This is just a play for making money. It was not a stock that I'm fundamentally confident in, and it's been dropping. So let's look on the daily here, and you could see on the daily there's still some hope. I think that the number one thing you probably want to look at is yesterday it brought in 314 million shares, and today it's only 104. If we did 314 million shares today, imagine where it might have gone. And so it did a lot less volume. The volume the day before, one thing we will look at is it's been going back and forth. Let's see, let's start back here. So actually this was really low volume, and then it shot up to 214 million volume, which brought the price up, to $6 and change, right? And then we got up as high as $10 here at one point, and we settled down right at that same level of $7-ish on what day was this? This is 8:30. And if you look at the volume on 8:30, the volume was 321 million. That's an extra 100 million from the day before. And then we've seen a volume drop. It goes from 321 million to more than 130 million less, right? And then what happens? We see a volume increase back to 314 million. It's not quite the 321 million, but there's a huge increase. Now what we're going to see is the largest decrease from 321 million to 104 million, which is today. 321 million, indicative of over a 200 million share drop for volume today. And that has me concerned about whether tomorrow there's been a back and forth on the volume. Oh, is this thing over? Oh, there's still run to it. Let's go back in. Oh, is this thing over? Oh, there's still run to it. Let's go back in. Now, what's holding this up at all? There are several things. One thing is for the price itself. It's holding the price. It's not falling that low to keep people so concerned that it's going back to its previous lows, which for this stock was trading in the $2 and range change. So it's not going back there, and it's staying, typically today above $8, and that shows good for the stock. So typically after these one-day showings, we have here 214 million, then 321 million, but it holds its value, so it comes back the next time and just continues. Well, from 321 it drops, and then it gains back. I think 1190 was probably the best price to sell on this. Some of us were holding out. Now I see 1190 was probably the place I should have sold for sure. That's easy in hindsight to see, however. And so you're having this connection between the price and the volume. And when the volume is there, you see the price goes higher. But it didn't turn out as well as we hoped for today. We wanted to see this volume continue to play into today and run the price up. What happens though with this momentum movement is sometimes it gets veered off into a lot of different directions, and there's no area that's just keeping it all in track. And I guess they attempt in some ways, but it doesn't really work. People are free to do as they choose. I think that the natural pattern will have it that volume tomorrow will probably be more than volume was today. So maybe it could either continue dropping. If it does that, then this is likely the price will continue dropping as well. But tomorrow might end up turning out well for them. I don't know. We'll see. Let's take a look at AMC volume compared to big volume, just to see what the if it's also holding these same type of patterns. So we'll go back here. Volume is 72 million, 107 million, 126 million, and then it finally drops 82.37 million, and then it drops today to 67.3 million. And so those are the numbers on AMC. Even with the drop today, I think that we held our numbers pretty good to pretty much go sideways, landing even up on the day. I think that will show people tomorrow to come back more volume heavy. Let's see how volume heavy we were last Friday. And last Friday we managed to etch out 72 million, and the day before was 109 million. Whereas today would be the day before is 67 million. We don't know that there's much of a connection there, because that would be saying that tomorrow will be around 55 million if there was a connection there. I don't believe that's going to be true at all. Maybe it could be. There's other days here where it's managed to come in that low. So we see here the day that it was 208 million was the day where after it ran 225 million, right? And the day before that was 75. There was no real assurity that this was gonna jump, but then it started its action right here, and we're waiting to see it jump forward around here. Now, of course, we're in September. This is a consequential month for AMC. A lot of people feel this is the month that it's going to take off, and a lot of us are in it because of that. If it takes off, then we're in it together. If it doesn't, then we lose together. So I question really a lot of the motives of people that are in it. Not in it, but really the motives of people that are short selling it and holding it down. But it's sad that so many people want to see this go up and it's still just hovering where it is. So you've got my heart for sure. I want to see this thing win and do well, and that's what I'm hoping for. We see in the after hours here, it's running at 44.30 at the moment, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Godspeed. That's all we can hope for. We'll see you then. God bless you guys. Much love to all of you. And for anybody who's commented or is commenting, I'll say hello. I think we've got some of you on board here with me. Hello la! And hello. Alrighty. I'd stick on more with you, but I've got to move the car and some other things. So I'll see you tomorrow. Or maybe I'll come on later today a little bit. I do want to talk more about MoneyMantics with you guys. What directions, the kinds of things that I'm working on behind the scenes. And we'll keep in touch on that. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow.